Saturn's rotation and
I don't believe
can
this.
a moon vanish? It turns out it is possible.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very weird video that I think is probably the first of its kind on YouTube. For you see, this is a video with a countdown. As time ticks on, this video will gradually become more and more unwatchable. But how and why is this the case? Have I simply gone mad after nearly a decade on YouTube? No, I am the Spiffing Brit, a professional exploiter and breaker of algorithms, games, and occasionally international law. As many of you brilliant subscribers will know, a regular pastime of mine is to find loopholes and potential vulnerabilities with how YouTube's algorithm is designed. Often these are lots of little short decisions or actions that YouTubers can take to give them an unfair advantage against other creators. In the past, some of my small and humble little exploits have included printing views out of thin air whilst live streaming, duplicating like counts, and of course probably my most dangerous one, destroying another creator's video performance by buying ad space for it amongst terrible demographics. Yes, that's right, I introduced PvP mechanics into the YouTube algorithm. Surprisingly, after all of this, YouTube has not sent any assassins against me, or perhaps they never got past my ferocious battle corgi. Still, here I am, once again shouting from the rooftops that my next grand experiment is ready, and here you stand ready to be a glorious set of guinea pigs. My goal for this video is to manipulate YouTube watch time over a greater level than we've ever achieved. We have done previous videos where we increase watch time and retention on shorts, or videos that you must watch at a slower speed, and this has taught us that viewer retention and average viewer statistics are quite possibly the most valuable in determining how much YouTube wants to push a video. However, my previous experiments have lacked one important statistic: length. So before we dive into this video's experiment, it's time for a quick explainer of the modern YouTube algorithm, what's changed, why it's important, and how we can break it. So make sure you're comfortable, you've grabbed a warm cup of tea, as this is where the fun begins. YouTube's entire role is to recommend the right videos to the right person. If you like watching videos about medieval cooking techniques, then YouTube will serve them up to you. You'll see them on your home feed, you'll see them underneath videos you watch, they'll automatically play in the up next section. There will simply be no escape from these medieval cooking videos once you've started going down that rabbit hole. However, YouTube will actually serve up these videos based on a few criteria. So YouTube monitors you. They want to know what language you speak, what channels you're currently watching, and what videos you interact with and for how long you're watching them. It then runs a bunch of numbers and finds a selection of videos that might be a good fit for you. But before that step, YouTube does its most important check. It must weed out videos that it deems to be misleading or not as interesting. Remember, YouTube's entire goal is to get you watching videos for longer, because the longer you spend on the platform, the more money you make them thanks to adverts. So it screens for misleading or unsatisfying videos by serving up videos with a higher percentage of viewership more than ones with a lower lower percentage of viewership. Needless to say, in 2024, basically no one is using the sub feed anymore, so video recommendations are the most important thing, meaning average watch time is also the most important thing. This algorithmic decision of meritocratic performance is actually great on paper, as it generally means that better structured videos that get to the point of their purpose quickly will outperform more waffly ones spoken by British people that go on tangents. Wait a second! But there is a little bit more to this decision. What happens when a video covers the same topic but is a different length? So let's imagine video A is a 10-minute long video that has a 50% viewer duration. Video B is a 20-minute long video and it also has a 50% viewer duration. They are both watched on average for the same amount of time, meaning logically they are both the same amount of satisfaction in the eyes of YouTube. Wrong! YouTube will massively favor video B. It's got higher watch time, baby! So that video will not only get more views, but it will also make more money for the creator. This creates a weird calculation where in some examples, longer equals better. There are some very extreme examples of terrible creators exploiting video length for profit, like for example this one here. Wait, hang on a second, that's my Victoria Free live stream. This video here is the second most viewed Victoria Free video in the entire world. There are thousands of Victoria Free videos, and yet this nearly 4-hour-long live stream VOD is the second best of them. Why is this the case? Is it because it's a well-crafted, well-edited, perfectly executed idea? No. It is a good video, but it's just statistically broken. Because it's such a long video, the average watch time is over 1 hour and a half. This means that this stream has 3 times the average watch time as the next best video has total length. That's also my video, by the way. It's handcrafted, took us a lot of time to make, and very well executed. But statistically, it's terrible. The results are that this stream outperformed massively, and thanks to my dastardly strategy, it suppressed other videos in the recommendation feed, allowing me to make over £64,000 off of a 4-hour stream. Thanks, YouTube, that was perfectly balanced. Oh wait, you're probably not used to creators talking about how much they actually make. Don't be alarmed, friends. I have to pay a lot of that revenue in tax, probably. Maybe some of it has to go to the interns to buy them food, and then the remaining 95% gets spent on my crippling addiction to Yorkshire tea. So more watch time is more good, and greater average watch time is more good. This means that the calculation to make the optimal video is rather simple. Make a video as long as possible while still keeping viewers interested. This basically means that all you need to do is craft a perfect SEO monstrosity with zoomer cuts, pan zoom, smiling celebrities, and just pander to the algorithmic equivalent of the everyman. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Dave. This is the strategy that has to be used by the people at the very top of YouTube. I can't blame them for it, because you reach a point where each ounce of personality you show, the market cap of your audience goes down by millions. Instead, you must become like white toast with butter. Plain, but very inoffensive. Perfect for when you're waking up and starting your day. So yeah, I can't exactly do that. I'm British for a start, which means that the French people probably stopped watching 5 minutes ago. On top of that, I like janky bad edits, and my sarcastic style of humor isn't exactly for everyone. If only there was an exploit that could make a longer form video retain a larger percentage of viewership and watch time. Oh dear, if only. Oh my god, is that a poorly designed feature YouTube made that nobody uses on the horizon? Yes, it is! Say hello to the YouTube Video Editing Suite. From this screen, I can make edits and alterations to an existing video on YouTube. I can trim and cut sections out of it, blur details, insert audio tracks, apply end screens, and even spam info cards to remind you to buy merch every 5 seconds. Seriously, creators who use this, please stop. What are you doing? Go and brew a cup of tea. Now, these tools are hardly used. Mostly they exist to help YouTubers cover up mistakes like speeding in a school zone whilst driving a luxury car. Or if you're really special, YouTube will even let you insert footage back into videos. But outside of a few moments when Linus Tech Tips needed to add corrections into something, it's actually hard to find much evidence of creators using this. The main thing that I think actually sees the light of day is the cut tool. This actually serves a purpose outside of fixing errors. You see, most YouTube sponsor contracts stipulate that the ad read must be on a video for 2 to 3 years. This means that 2 to 3 years after upload, some creators will actually go through their back catalogue of content and cut out the sections where they tell you that Raid Shadow Legends is the greatest video game ever conceived. Yeah, right, baby, it actually sucks. Yeah, I know, I just burnt a lot of bridges there. Your game sucks, mate. I'm never taking your money. Stop emailing me. Outside of covering up the past, there is a reason why it makes algorithmic sense to remove your older sponsor reads. Most people, when presented with a read, simply press the skip button and bypass the 30 to 90 second section of that video video. This means that those sections massively lower the average watch time and retention of the overall video. So by removing a section where only 10% of the audience is watching and bring it back to a 50% average retention section, then that's a net benefit on the video's performance. So logically in the long term, that's better, that's more views and more money. But all of this is curious. What if we took it even further beyond? And what if we did it backwards? Yeah, this is where I had a brilliant idea. What if we created an average video with good statistics and then cut the end off of it? Welcome to my grand plan. You're currently watching one of two versions of a video. One version ends sooner than the other. If you're watching this video too late, then the entire second half of this video has been cut off and you'll never actually know what it was. You'll never even be able to watch it again. And the science behind it is rather simple. I can make a video like this be watched by two types of viewers. One set of viewers are watching a full-length version. If the video is 20 minutes long and the average watch time is 10 minutes, that video is giving me a 50% retention. However, the second viewer, which might be you, watches the second shortened version. Let's say this video is now only 10 minutes long, but you still watch it for 50% of its length. Well, the problem is that YouTube can't delete the watch time that this video has generated, and all of the statistics just pile up onto the back end from the original version. So all of those longer views are added onto the new shorter version of the video. If half the views are on the long version and half the views are on the shorter version, we balance out at an average watch time of 7.5 minutes or 75% retention. Of course, the longer the section that we end up deleting, the better. If I add a 10-hour long Skyrim Let's Play after this and people watched it for an average of 2 hours, I could probably end up with one of the highest average retentions on a 10-minute video that the world has ever seen. And you know what? Maybe that is what I've done. But you have absolutely no way of knowing because there's a chance you're watching this video after the great cut. So there we go, job done. This video is perfect. I've just become a quadrillionaire and the largest YouTuber on the platform. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. There are a few limitations to this strategy that might unfortunately stop us from breaking YouTube entirely. Namely, market cap, interaction, and engagement. The first problem is hard to fix as there is a finite amount of people on the planet who would be happy watching a video on YouTube exploits. YouTube knows this, so recommends videos accordingly. Generally, the best videos on YouTube are ones that are relevant to broad viral demographics. This is why you see someone like The Legal Eagle cover popular events rather than obscure but interesting legal cases from Madagascar. Now, there are a few ways I can manipulate and trick YouTube to improve this video's relevancy and raise the market cap. Namely, I can have you go into the comment section and say some relevant topical things and talk about how they definitely featured in this video. Here's a list of some popular current SEO terms active right now that you can claim I have somehow satisfied your interest of. Yes, I remember talking about that. Oh, and that one. Yes. Oh, how interesting. I love insert thing here. Not only does this help with the reach of the video, but it also counts as engagement. All forms of engagement with this video and the channel will work positively to this video's success. From commenting, liking, sharing, and even voting in community posts, weird things like making clips of this video are another brilliant way of adding views. And in fact, there's a weird exploit that you can use to view bot without damaging a video's performance. Anyway, no, I'll save that for another day. It's too complicated and potentially illegal. But yes, it's entirely possible that this video right here will become my most viewed video. And of course, it's going to be a video that outside of a select few, no one will ever see it in its entirety. Of course, some people might spoil what comes after this. And so that's why I think it's important for you to comment and wildly speculate what the other half of this video actually was. I like it to be a mystery. So if you could please go into the comment section and write some absolute wild ideas about the other half of the video, then that would be great. Of course, the real ones know it's going to be the hotly anticipated Mavis Beacon teaches typing exploit video. Whoa, what a banger that's gonna be. Anyway, this is where you watching at home are going to be separated into your two groups. If you missed the original version, don't be upset. I'm a strong believer that some things shouldn't last forever, and online most content is preserved. So perhaps just this once, it's okay to create a piece of media that is finite and unique. For this project to be classed as a success, there will need to be a long-term analytical trend that shows that the average watch time had a positive impact on the impressions and reach of this video. These impacts will probably take a week or so to materialize, so check back in a few days' time and take a look at how things are shaping up. Anyway, thanks for watching, you majestic sausages. We're about to continue the video for some of you, but for others, better luck next time. You should have had notifications enabled. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.
Do you want to fuck?
You know, some of these people just have like kyphosis and all this like hunchback shit going on from like doing all this kind of like nerd work all day, and it's just like, damn. I only have 100 IQ. That's the best I can explain it in a nutshell. I'm not gonna go into the deep details, you know, how they find these people. But yeah, they get recruited. They call it brain drain. You know, every country has their percentage of people who just have like 200 IQ or something, or autistic, or have Asperger's syndrome, or like partially Jewish, or some crazy shit. And it's just like, you know, that's how it is, and that's what people are concerned about. You know, this is the kind of stuff people are concerned about. This petty shit. They're not concerned about the like missiles back and forth. Iran and in Israel, they're concerned about, you know, some Asian guy getting white girls in a brothel in Europe, and it's just like, you know.
Should we not be entertained? He deleted the video.
They're worried that like there could be ties and gangs and or in terms of Asian people, what do you call it? A tong. You know, back in the day that the gangs were called tongs, or it's the resurrection of the tong or some Chinatown shit. I don't know. But that's just the background of this. Anyways, you know, am I all that bad of a guy? You know, I'm getting my coworkers. You know, I'm human too. I'm getting some. I ate this girl's popcorn and her chocolate. All of it. Because I'm that savage. I'm not saying I'm not an asshole too, but I also fall under that category somewhere. So I got her some gummy bears. I got her some popcorn. You know, I got her some Hawaiian chocolate, which I'm going to Hawaii next month. And I got her some seaweed. Actually, I got myself some seaweed. But anyways, yeah, am I all that bad? Like, people paint me this picture like I don't want to be associated with this guy. He's bad. Like, every guy is like, I can't experience life. I can't have a wife. I can't have a girlfriend. Like, just because I'm, you know, Asian. You know, I always got to get the short end of the stick. I mean, every dog has his day. I mean, come on. Throw me a bone over here. I mean, someone have some compassion for me. You know what it's like being Asian? Do you know what it's like being Indian? You know, everyone's dressed up as the same guy. You know, Indian guy. And it's a Comic-Con. Everyone's dressed up the same costume every single motherfucking day, saying the same things. Like, being into the same things, the homogeneity of it, the you know, how girls say guys are boring, you know, this and that. It's just like, oh my God, Jesus, change up your day, have a party, you know, go out. Jesus Christ.
Girls say guys are boring?
You know, do something beside, you know, play on your cell phone and your Willy all day, you know. Shit. One YouTuber mentioned, like, it's a skill is being able to tell a story, just, you know, stream yourself on YouTube and just without any editing or, you know, adding explosions, that you are able just to capture an audience that way by telling a good story. You know, that's why I do this, to help improve my articulation of words. If I met you on the street, you probably think I'm autistic. You probably think I'm a special needs child, that I wasn't even able to talk. You know, I do actually talk. I just don't want to talk to an asshole. Because I know people are very judgmental. I know, you know, you're going to talk shit behind my back. You know, I know people are going to stab each other in the back one way or the other. They're going to talk shit about each other, especially in their native, you know, tongue or languages. Tagala, Polish, Russian. These are some Korean,
Wait,
these
what
are
did you say? Did you
Chinese,
say Allah?
Cantonese. They're gonna stab each other in the back one way or the other. They're gonna talk shit to each other, especially in their native, tongue or languages. Tagala, Polish,
Oh.
Russians. These are some Korean. You know, these are some Chinese, Cantonese. Man, like this. Yeah, I do understand you. It's just like I just don't want to trigger you to be talking shit about me. It's just like, yeah, I know it's gonna happen. There's nothing I can do about it. It's the human thing to do, to be talking shit about each other. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna say nothing. Sometimes it's just best to say nothing. You know, the Asian community, they're just gonna advise just to say nothing. You know, you meet somebody, they're not gonna care to say anything. There's a lot of riots going on because of the illegal immigrants and all this stuff, and it's just like most of the Asians are not going to participate. They're not going to get involved. They don't have a Martin Luther King. They don't do that shit. They just don't do that shit.
The fuck?
And you know, it's a skill. It's a skill to fight back. It's a skill. Yes, social advocates and you know, addressing racial issues and immigration. That's a skill. You know, if you were being oppressed, you know, yeah, you have to fight back. You have to fight back. That's what the blacks did. You know, that's what now the Hispanics are, the migrants are doing, the Mexicans and the Venezuelans, whatever the hell from Latin America. That's what you gotta do. Equal rights, civil rights, Martin Luther King stuff. Like, you have to have a voice. This is what this is about. But Asian people are just gonna shy away from it. You know, the Confucianism. You can argue with me, but whatever. It's about the Confucianism. It's about fidelity, viability. It's about, you know, just honoring in the system and participating and doing it ethical ways. It's just like the whole. It's just shit show. You know, people are gonna have their own ways of doing things. You know, it's just a shit show. And the Asian way of doing things is to be like, they did it, you know, they got to sign the papers, they did the paperwork, you know, they did the, you know, pay the landlord, prove your, you know, landlord, like, the rent, you're paying rent and the property taxes and all this legal stuff. So that's it, you know, that's gonna be my night. It's gonna work, and that's the disclosure, you know. That's the disclosure. People are assholes. I don't know, but you gotta fight. You have to fight. You have to keep fighting. You know, you have to just keep going. You identify yourself. You know, I'm this guy. I have this job. You know, no matter what I say, I have to keep working. You know, I have to keep working. It's freaking 10 p.m. I have to work until 8 a.m. in the morning. You know, the shit show does not stop. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The grit, the level of perseverance, the fortitude. You need to be thick skin. You know, whatever someone says, oh, please don't, I don't want to be associated. Even if someone says that, even your family member says that to you, you still have to keep going. You still have to keep generating money. You know, guys in Japan don't want to be porn stars, the male porn star, because the family always comes after you. Oh, the family name. Oh, you dishonored us and that shit. You know, I have to stab myself, you know. Hey, it's good money. You know, people talk about honor and integrity, but I don't know. If you're gonna be homeless, stab yourself to protect your honor, I don't know. Or do OnlyFans. I mean, you only have like 3 choices over here. Woo, Jesus. Resiliency. That was the word. You have to be very resilient. So I am addressing this because of the key term, resiliency. Even if you spat in my face, I still have to go to work, and even if you threaten to disown me, I still have to go make money and survive. You know, that's how real, that's how raw this is getting. You know, and why does it hurt you? I don't understand what my silly actions do that would affect somebody else. And because the guy does something, everyone else is affected. in the family or in the party or whatever. If you cared so much, you know, where are the hot girls? You know, where is the money? There's neither money or hot girls around, so like I don't think you've been doing a good job. You only react to like stupid shit that I do or anyone else. Or that's just my, you know, that's for me. That's not for anyone else. No one else wants hot girls. No one else wants, you know, to make a lot of money. They just want to preserve what they have, which is fine. Which is fine. You know, I may be a bit grandiose. I may be a bit egotistical or even greedy and lustful, but that's who I am. You know, I'm just trying to explain it to you of what's going on. And, you know, people probably have it worse. They're probably even greedier. They probably want more attention. They will post on not only YouTube, but OnlyFans, on Instagram, on Pinterest, whatever social media they can provide and whore themselves out in the name of making money. Tai Lopez, you know. Or should I say Tai Lopez? But that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do, you know. You gotta whore yourself out. That's how you make money. Yeah, people aren't gonna like you. There's gonna be haters. Again, thick skin, and no matter what, you have to keep going and whoring yourself out to make that money. This is just a message about resiliency and the shit you gotta deal with if you want to continue your career in X, Y, and Z. You need thick skin. You need grit. People will stab you in the back. You have to keep going. You just have to move on. And these things will happen. I don't know why everyone's so butthurt over this. I'm thrilled. Yeah, I got noticed on OnlyFans. Not OnlyFans, but YouTube. But you get my point. Finally, the world noticed me. Thank you. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. For me, it's a win. For my family, it's like, oh no, I don't want to be associated with you fucking OnlyFans. For me, I'm finally being noticed in the world. For Confucius, it's -1. This is the Asian mindset. This is the oh Jesus, the light's gone. This is how Asian people operate. You know, you're bad. You're a bad guy. You know, we don't want attention. You know, we want to be low key. We don't want to be known. Not everyone needs to know.
Imagine you're in Ottawa surrounded by the world's largest indoor collection of totem poles. Oh, before cruising along the scenic Rideau Canal. Ah, then exploring the historic grounds of Parliament Hill. Oh, before settling in at an outdoor patio overlooking the National Gallery. Ah, discovery awaits this summer in Ottawa. From O to Ah. Plan your getaway at ottawatourism.ca.
With new dishes like Wagyu beef gyoza and Dun Dun noodles, everyone's excited about Jack's summer menu.
Count us chicken fingers out.
Almost everyone's excited about Jack's new summer menu.
It's betrayal. I feel betrayed.
It's not always easy, driving around looking for good gas prices. But now it is. Just look for a Pioneer sign. This Friday, you can save an extra 10 cents a liter, only at Pioneer. Fridays just got better. To get in on this deal, download the Journey app from your app store and activate the offer today. Wherever you're going for a drive this weekend, you might as well get there for less. Save 10 cents Fridays on now at Pioneer. Terms and conditions apply.
Some things just take too long. A meeting that could have been an email, someone explaining crypto, or switching mobile providers. Except with Fizz. Switching to Fizz is quick and easy. Mobile plans start at $17 a month. Certain conditions apply. Details at fizz.ca.
Get delicious deals at Tim's with Tim's Faves. Order any size brewed coffee, hot or iced, and add a donut for $1, a bagel for $2, or a classic breakfast sandwich for $3. Enjoy favorites for less with Tim's Faves. At participating restaurants in Toronto for a limited time only.
Turn the stream off pack. So I'm shipping out to another room. Goodbye.